Hello, today's video is going to be the installation and upgrade to outlets in a couple places in the coach that also have USB connectors so we can charge. One of them is going to be in the master bedroom. There's a plug in there on the driver's side of the coach that just has two outlets on it, but there's no USB over there. The other side of the bed has a separate USB charging point. So just so we don't have to use our charging bricks to make it a little bit more, feasible to charge up your phone without having a brick plugged in that could come out, I'm going to upgrade to this in the bedroom. And then another thing we're going to do is right here at the dinette set, the plug for this is down below against the wall on the floor. Very hard to reach, not that accessible. We do not ever use this as a bed. It's always a dinette. We have a bunkhouse, the 27 BHS. So when our grandkids are with us, they use the bunks. They call that their apartments. So this is always a dinette set. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull that bottom outlet off the wall. We're going to break out the cable and run one up to underneath the window so it's above the table position, and install one of these right there. So we've got outlets and USB charging points right at our dinette table, within reach from the table. You don't have to climb down underneath the table to plug anything in. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do two of these today. I'll show you all the steps necessary and why I'm doing it certain ways. So let's get started. Okay. Let's look at all the tools and accessories we're using today. This is what I purchased to use for the outlets. I got both of these on Amazon, and it comes with everything you see here in the package. You've got the faceplate, you've got the wall outlet with the two USB charging points, you've got the plastic cover that goes over that attaches using these two small screws that holds it onto the receptacle, and then this plate is what the faceplate snaps to, similar to what the ones on the coach do. They just snap right on. Okay, so that's our parts for there. The tools, I've got wire to extend the cable up, it's all proper. The cutter, I've got a Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws and put the new ones in. I've got a flathead screwdriver just in case I need any help getting any plates off or anything. I doubt I will. I've got a drill to drill a hole up above the counter here where we're going to install the other one. I need a starting point so I can cut out the square to install this device into the receptacle. It needs to go into the wall. I made sure all the depths and everything were correct, so I've got these because they fit in the existing walls with no modifications needed. And I've got the saw to be able to cut the wall to receive it. That's everything you need. A couple wire nuts to make the connections, and you're good to go. Now we're going to get started on the bedroom one first. So I always just use the little screwdriver to kind of get underneath there whenever I need to remove these. It's very easy to take the plate off that way. Alright, and then these have little arms that retract. So it's not like you're unscrewing them all the way. You just need to do it enough to retract the arms. Of course, sometimes it's hit and miss. Okay, so here you go. There's the wire. So we're going to want to take this and we're going to pull this apart and get the wires out of there, and then we're going to connect them to the new one. And instead of just having a regular standard duplex outlet, we'll have the one with the USB on it as well. Okay, so with these, you have little plastic tabs here that you have to push out to pull the back off. And that exposes all the connections inside. Remember, we've got our power all turned off, so we're all safe. But these little plastic tabs, you have to push in, and they're pretty stiff. It's not like they move real easy. But the back does come off, and that's how you can access the connection points. All right, So the wires in here, they're all just stuck in the clamps there, and it cuts right through the wire, and that's how the connections are in here. You just need to pull them out. That's all you need to do, is pull them out, because we're going to redo the wires and clean them up before we make the other connection. So simply just yank it out. There you go. Obviously took a little bit of shaking. Clamps are pretty good, but the wires are out. Okay. So the next thing you're going to want to do is take the clips off the old outlet and install them on your new one. That's going to make it attach to the wall the same way that your other one did. So all you do is you remove the screw that comes with it, and on the old box you take that assembly off like I did on the other side. You take it off, attach it to the new box, and that way the new box will attach to the hole the same way. It'll just be the little twist locks, lock it in place. Okay, so what I did is I've stripped the wires, and basically what you're doing is there's holes in the back of the new receptacle, and these simply go in like that together. Now I've got the power off, so I don't really need to worry about anything. I've verified that it's definitely off. And then this screw right here tightens the wires in place. So you just screw it down, make it tight, and there you go. They're in place, they're not going anywhere. So I'll do that on all of them. Okay, so now I've got all the cables, all the wires all connected together and in their pockets and sealed. I've pulled on everything to make sure it's tight. I've got the power on right now to make sure the circuit's all okay. Everything tests out good. So now what I'm going to do before I put it in the wall, I'm going to turn the power off just to be safe, get the plate all mounted up in there and secure, and then we'll fire everything back up. Okay, so now it's all held into place. So the little plastic arms back there, grab the wall here and grab the wall there just like on the previous model, and that's all in there real good. So now these little tiny screws that I have will go in these holes above it to hold the plastic plate on there, which then holds the new plate onto the switch. Oops. It would help if I actually put that on there. Okay. All right. This is a snap-on plate for the new one. All right. And there you go. It's all installed. Ready to go. I just got to test it and make sure that the outlets and the USB work. Okay. So the power's back on. The outlet's tested and everything. So now USB connection, which we did not have on this side of the coach before. I'm going to check it out and see if it starts charging my phone. And there you go. Okay, so that's the installation in the bedroom. We upgraded the receptacle to a replacement double receptacle with 2 USB chargers. So my wife usually uses this side of the coach, so now she can charge her phone on one and her tablet on the other. And she usually sets everything right here. So this will be perfect now. She doesn't have to use any bricks to plug anything in, just the USB right into it, and we're good to go. Now we'll go do the dinette. Okay, I hope that worked out for you. In the bedroom, updating the receptacle to be a double receptacle with 2 USB outlets. Now we want to do the same thing here, but what we're going to do is there's an outlet underneath the table here. That outlet doesn't help because, you know, unless you get under the table and get down here, climb down and plug something in, it's not very convenient. We never use this as a bed. It's always set up as a dinette. So we don't got to worry about taking it down or an outlet being too high or kids getting to it or anything, because when the grandkids stay with us, they're actually in the bunks. They stay in the bunks. They call them their apartment. They love it up there. We never have that many people with us. It's usually just the two of us, or with the grandkids, 3 or 4 of us. There's 2 of them, 2 of us. So what I do want to do is I'm going to pull the table out so I can get to the outlet that's down there. We're going to open that up, pull it off the wall so we can tap in another wire. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other one right here. So it'll be the same thing we put in the bedroom. It's going to be a double receptacle with 2 USB outlets. And I'm going to mount it right here. I've already checked the wall. There's no studs or anything in the way. They're on either side right there. And I'm not going to get too close to the window. I'm going to stay down a bit. I just want to be right above the table. So I'm going to take some tape and I'm going to mark where the table is so I know where that line is. And then I can start checking where I'm going to put the hole and how I'm going to line everything, and then get the wire down there and patch it in. Let's get started. So this is the outlet that is so hard to get to. It's way down here. No one wants to have to plug into that. It'd be so much more convenient to have it right here. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing on this one like we did in the bedroom. I'm going to loosen these up. Oh wow, see how easy that one came out? Okay. This one actually came out pretty easy. So that's this one. What we're going to want to do is, I've got my wire here, so we're going to tap this into here, and then we're going to cut a hole up here, and we're going to send the cord down here, pull it out, get it all connected to the circuit here so we can add power to the one up top. So let's get started up here first. So I've got my line for the table here. What I'm going to want to do is mark where I need to put the hole for this thing. So I'm just going to kind of trace around it a little bit, kind of roughly, because it's going to need to be bigger than the actual device. So there, I've got a little outline on here to be able to use, so I can I'll put a little pilot hole in to start my cutting, and I'll go a little bit outside this line in all the directions. Okay, and that's going to let us get in there. I'm going to keep the left and right sides pretty tight because I'm going to want to be able to get that thing right in there so that we can actually screw it in real good without using the plastic. We want to attach it right to the wall. Okay, so I put a starter hole right there, and basically that's so I can get my knife into the wood and be able to start cutting it. So I can go any direction I really want to here and cut this thing out. So let me work on that now. Okay, so now let me drill another pilot hole up here so I can do the other corner. So just so you get an idea, that's the insulation they're using for your wall. It's not too substantial. Of course, this is not the all-season one. This is just basic. It does not have all-season on it. All right, so now what I'll do is I'll just start fitting the thing. I know I will have to trim it a little bit more. I just don't want it too loose. So I'm gonna get in there and I'll put the thing up here, see where I need to change it. It's pretty close. On this side, it's going a little small on that side. On this side, I'm a little tight here. This side seems to be going in, so I'm just gonna shave this stuff down for you. Okay. All right, definitely getting close. I've got the ground screw right here I need to cut out, and other than that, I think I've got it right to where I'm gonna want it to be in there. So let's just cut a little bit more. Just right in there for the ground screw. Ground screw's right here, and we just need to clear that little corner. All right, so just a little higher. There you go. It's all fit. Now we'll worry about getting the cable down there before we start wiring everything up. But basically, the hole is ready for this to go in. Okay, so now I'm going to stick this in the wall. And I do have a fish tape if I need to, but usually, you know, there's not that much in these walls. I should be able to get it down here and have it come out the bottom relatively easy. Alright, so let's give that thing a try right in here. Oop. So that made it up there. It went all the way through, no problem. So now we're going to go ahead and attach this receptacle, get it all going, get it up here, get it mounted, and then we'll worry about connecting it down there. So let's do all this first. I've already got the wires all stripped, and so we're gonna take it, and it tells you on there which one to put where for the hot and everything. So you want to get that wired up accordingly and tighten the screw down on it. Of course, after I have those tight, I will yank on them and make sure so that's in there good. Now the ground is right here. So that one's just going to go in there and slide in that hole. And again, you want to get that so it's tight. Okay. Alright, look at that. We'll get that all screwed into place and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so now that's all connected in there. The wire's connected to it. I'm going to put the faceplate on it next, and then we're going to go down and start working on the actual tie-in at the outlet. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're going to connect the cable to the outlet that was pre-existing on the bottom of the wall so that we have power going up to the top one. So you have to remove that compression fitting on the back that has those little clips you got to push in to get it off of there. And then you can see that the wires just go right in there and they fit right where they need to go. Okay, so we can see that these are right there. I want to have about the same amount of cable. So I want to cut this one right there. Cut this one the same. And cut this one the same. Okay, so that gives me all 3 cords, and we're going to want to bring those in here and attach them just like they had these other ones. Okay, so they are very tight. What I'm doing is I'm using, there is a tool you can get for this that snaps them in there. I don't have that tool. But if you use just a flat screwdriver and get it to where it needs to be, and then you can press it in to the strip, and it goes in there. Okay, so if you can see, all of them are captured in the teeth, and they have a great connection. Okay, so you just want to inspect it real good, make sure that everything's in there all the way. The teeth are grabbing the wire. It's got 2 connection points, so it's doing both of the outlets. Each one of those serves one of the outlets, so both of them have to be connected, otherwise you're only going to have a dead receptacle on one of them. Okay, then we're going to take our cover. And you can see this one's got the end all the way down. This one's got it picked up for the wire. Probably going to want to, since I got 2 wires now, go ahead and take that last tab off that was holding to the other wire, because you're not going to need that now. You got 2 wires in there, so it's going to be pretty thick. And then you want to snap that down in here and lock it into place. Okay, and all the tabs lock, and then it's on there. You've got it. It's basically ready to go. Now we'll put this back in the wall, put it together, and then we'll turn the power back on and see where we're at. So putting it in the wall, just be careful with everything that you're doing to make sure you're not pinching wires or causing anything to pinch on itself or okay, so I'm trying to have these things go kind of the opposite direction a little bit, because there is a stud right here. So I don't want to have the wires trying to be forced into the stud and then have it be a problem. And then once you get the receptacle back in place, you can use these levers again to lock it back into place. You can kind of see it back there, and it grabs on really good. Okay, so that's on there. This is our GFI circuit, so it will it lets us know that this is part of the GFI circuit, and that's the breaker that I have turned off over there. Okay, there's our original outlet that's underneath the table. Here's the new one we installed with the USB connectors. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to turn it back on. We'll test and make sure it comes on, everything's good, and then we can get the table installed and take a look at how this looks. Okay, right now I have the light off so you can see the night light we have in there come on when I turn the power back on. That's an automatic night light that when the power is on and it goes dark in the coach, the night light goes on so we can see if we're not here. So I'm going to turn the switch on. And there you go. We now have power restored back to the outlet. And I'm going to move that to the top outlet and see how we're doing. It's a little bright up here, so there you go. If I cover up the sensor, it goes on. Okay, so let's get the table installed. Alright, so the table's back in place. Okay, so there you have it. We installed a duplex right here with USB charging ports on it. Much more convenient because it's right here on top of the table. I don't have to go underneath the table and try to reach something to either plug it in or unplug it. I can leave the night light down there, so if we're away or at night, and the kids are in their bunks, when they wake up they won't be scared because there's still light. So we keep it under there so it's not visible to the eye. So now let's plug this in and see if my phone reacts. And there we go. It's charging. All right. So thank you. I hope this helps. I hope I showed you enough steps to get through this yourself. It's very easy. It's not complicated. Anybody can do it. Just remember the safety things. If you're working on power, do not work on the power with the power on. Make sure it's off. Test that it's off. Be sure that it's off. And when you're connecting your wires, make sure you get the right wires connected to the right polarity, the right color to the right color. Or if they are different colors, make sure you know what those different colors are. Don't just assume and connect it because you could fry something. You can hurt yourself. You can destroy your trailer. So safety is number one anytime you're doing something electrical. So be safe, get all the right parts, get the right cable, don't use the wrong cabling, and connect it and test it and make sure it's safe. But this was an easy upgrade to both here on the dinette and in the bedroom, so we got USB ports on both sides of the bed, and it was easy. I'm surprised I didn't do it earlier, but I'm glad I finally got it done. So please, if you like the videos and any of the other ones on my channel, please subscribe so you can see new videos as they come out, and please comment and share. I would like to hear what you have to say, positive, negative, suggestions, and tell me if there's other videos you want to see. I do have a lot more planned. Time is tight, so that's why there's a lot of gaps sometimes between my videos, but I want to put the videos out that you want to see and help you with projects that you need help with. So subscribe, hit the bell, and comment. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you want to see. I'll make it happen. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your camping outings.